Come on. Come on, Curly.
Eyes up.
Come on, Curly.
Come on, young.
Come on, Curly.
That's it.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on, Curly, come on!
You got it.
Warning, number 7.
Get
Third
up.
warning.
Get up, kid!
Get up, youngin. Get up.
Oh, but it ain't fair. No, it ain't fair.
Stephen King, a man whose work has been adapted into some of the best movies of the past 50 years. And some, maybe not so much.
Hell's bells, the devil!
Now comes The Long Walk, the latest adaptation of a Stephen King novel. The question, however, is The Long Walk an interesting trip for the audience? Or like so many King adaptations, does the finished movie take a stumble?
This place smells wrong. Really badly wrong.
The Long Walk. So, what did I think? In an alternate America in the 1970s, run by a totalitarian government, Ray Garrity, played by Cooper Hoffman, takes part in The Long Walk, an annual endurance contest where 50 teenage boys, each representing a state, must walk across America until only one remains, the winner gaining a fortune and a single wish, allowing them whatever they want. For the losers, a bullet in the head. You know, I wasn't going to review this. I mean, there are plenty of YouTube reviews and print reviews out there already, but having seen the film last Saturday night and seeing just how gushing some of the reviews are, I have to ask, I'm sorry, but were you watching the same movie? Adaptations of King have always been tricky. For every Salem's Lot, there's always a Salem's Lot. It's even trickier when it comes to adaptations from King's Bachman phase. Although I'm sure my viewers are aware, King created the pseudonym of Richard Bachman in the late 1970s in an effort to avoid saturating the market with Stephen King novels, and also in order for him to see if his success was down to talent or just luck. But the 5 Bachman books that were published between 1977 and 1984, beginning with the now out-of-print Rage, have a darker, more nihilistic tone even for Stephen King. In a Bachman novel, the protagonist never really triumphs, with only a Pyrrhic victory, the best a reader can hope for, leading to film adaptations which, for the sake of box office numbers, veer wildly from the source material. And in the case of 1987's The Running Man, outside of the title and character names, it absolutely bears no resemblance to the novel.
It's showtime.
So does The Long Walk avoid the fate of previous Bachman adaptations? Well, no, not really. You see, there's an albatross hanging around The Long Walk's neck, and its name is Katniss Everdeen. Tell anyone the premise of this movie, and they'll say, but that's The Hunger Games. The Long Walk was printed decades before, but the Hunger Game film adaptations, as weak as they became, did it first. And I think did it better. Which makes The Long Walk adaptation an even greater disappointment, particularly when you consider the talent both in front of and behind the camera. Hunger Games franchise director Francis Lawrence is at the helm, while J.T. Molnar, writer-director of 2024's crime classic Strange Darling, is the screenwriter.
Yeah, kitty, kitty, kitty.
The film starts effectively enough with a pre-credit opening sequence that introduces the audience to Ray and the other boys taking part in the walk, as the Major, played by Mark Hamill, explains the rules. How each boy will get 3 warnings if they stop or slip beneath the walking pace of 3 miles an hour. After the 3rd warning, they will get their ticket, which means execution. This is shown in a genuinely disturbing moment before the titles roll. But after that, just like the walkers themselves, the film falls rapidly apart. Now, before I go any further, this is not the fault of the cast. Cooper Hoffman, playing Ray Garrity, shows the same raw energy in his performance on screen as his father, the late Philip Seymour Hoffman, did, while David Johnson brings a gentility and decency to his role as Peter McVrees. But these are talented actors working with what they have. And believe me, it really isn't much. The Long Walk was King's first novel, written in his freshman year at university in 1966 to 1967. But King put the story aside until after Carrie was published. And you can feel the anger in every word as King, along with the rest of America, witnessed hundreds of thousands be drafted into the army to fight and possibly die in what was called a police action in Vietnam. The boys of King's novel echoed the madness, and here characters too act like soldiers who have witnessed combat and killing for the first time, sleeping while they walk, keeping themselves sharp by filthy locker room talk. But very quickly, that energy, like the walkers, drains away from the film until it becomes a slog through barely adequate storytelling. The minutiae of character development we saw in the book is gone, replaced by a case of tell, don't show. Why have characters with substance or layers when we can just tell the audience how they're feeling? The entire subplot of Ray doubting his own sexuality and masculinity after DeVries hints he is sexually attracted to him, that's gone. Erased, replaced with the two characters proclaiming their brotherhood. There's also no sense of world building. This is supposed to be in America on the brink of financial collapse while recovering from war. We never get a sense of that, a sense of desperation from these boys who signed up for certain death on the promise of riches. It's a strangely empty world in a competition that's supposed to keep the nation gripped. There are no TV cameras, no crowds. The film tries to explain this away, that the major doesn't want crowds until the final lap. But when the end comes, we're lucky if there's 50 people there. All these problems can be best summed up by the casting of Mark Hamill as the Major. In the novel, his presence dominates the story every page, even when he isn't there. A villain, yes, in charge of the secret police, simply known as the Squads, but also a war hero, admired by even those who fear him. Here, however, he's just a cardboard cutout villain as played by Hamill, a Ray-Ban wearing fascist doing the voice of the Joker.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.
But as with the rest of the cast, this is not Hamill's fault. He's merely delivering the performance the director wanted, leaving us, the audience, to realize, quoting one of the boys in the film, this is no fun at all.
Oh, but it ain't fair!
Order!
Order! Knock it off!
The Long Walk fails, the way so many other adaptations of King's work have in the past, with the filmmakers feeling the urge to change the ending, to give the film, if not a happy one, but most certainly a triumphant one, so clearly telegraphed you could tell what was going to happen 10 minutes after the start of the movie, showing that the director and screenwriter did not actually understand what it was they were adapting for the screen. Add to that Francis Lawrence's dull, predictable directing, filming everything in a washed-out tone that dozens of directors have used to convey a grim future before him, and you get a film you can save your money on and wait for home release. Really, too reminiscent of a depressing sci-fi film of the 70s, more obsessed with style over substance.
It can't be! No! We'll never defeat the corporation!
The Long Walk is one of those movies you'll have forgotten by next week, and I guarantee you'll never watch again. The Long Walk is out in cinemas now. Take it or leave it. It's up to you. I say, a deeply average meh.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Something really odd is going on with YouTube's viewing figures at the moment, so If you liked this episode of So What Did I Think and want to see more, please click like and make sure you're subscribed. Remember, always subscribe. Thanks for watching.